Hey guys, my name is Marco and this is Milan. Milan is actually an Amazon expert. I'm growth strategist, and together we have created a company called Clemazon, and we want to help FBA sellers to grow their business. And the biggest pain point is actually to get more cash flow within the business. And one of the easiest and quick wins is to actually get reimbursements for your products. And we will uncover top secrets, or Milan will cover top secrets how you can get all these reimbursements. These reimbursements mistakes, what would be in your, like, from your experience, what are the top reimbursement mistakes?
First and foremost, top mistake is people are not aware of the reimbursements at all. So they don't have the knowledge about the reimbursements policy, how Amazon function in that side. So a lot of customers and clients and sellers in general don't have any knowledge regarding reimbursements, and they left everything to for Amazon to deal with.
Mm-hmm. I think it would be very cool to showcase behind the scenes how reimbursements are actually actualized and how people can actually do something about that. Uh, so when I talk about that, it would be good to address the biggest reimbursement potential. So what is the biggest reimbursement potential?
The biggest reimbursement potential is definitely missing inbound units. Those units are those units are units that are sending to FBA warehouses. For example, if you're replenishing the inventory and you're sending to FBA warehouses, a lot of mistakes happen and you have a lot of discrepancies when you pile up all the shipments together. So that's the biggest amount of money you can refund.
Cool. Can we go over a couple of them so that
Of course.
couple then?
So we will show you one of the brands that have a lot of shipments and sales in general. So that means a lot of shipments are going through. So when you're going into your selling center, definitely what you need to go over is the shipments. Status is always closed because you cannot work for the refunds for those units that are still receiving or working on. So you really need to go over the closed ones.
So basically, anything that is impending a state, still you cannot do anything about it. Only
Exactly.
what is closed.
Exactly. What is closed, then you can file reimbursement cases, and then if you have all the documents, you can refund the money from those missing and discrepancy units. For example, we are clearly seeing the discrepancy in this shipment and this shipment and this shipment. So all those and plus a lot more.
Cool. But when you see that, the next step is to contact support, Amazon support, to sort it out, or what will be like the next?
The next step is to go on each shipment and check what exactly have you shipped to Amazon. That you can check within your seller center in shipment summary in the contents. Then you can clearly see which units have this discrepancy. So you can see definitely minus 21, which is not a small amount. And when you collect each dose and submit all the documents and submit cases for, you can refund a lot of money there.
Cool. Okay, let's go over the next one. I'm sure we can go even more into details about discrepancies. But what will be like the second thing that is next to discrepancies, like big thing?
The second thing is definitely because you cannot submit for refund for this type of reimbursements without the documents. You need the documents in order to submit case for Amazon to have a valid proof that you have sent those units to FBA. And that's why all preparation for those documents is crucial. You really need to gather all the invoices, all the bill of lading, all the documents that are asked for you when you apply and you submit to Amazon.
Hmm.
So the transfer between the manufacturer to warehouse and the 3PL warehouse or directly to FBA, the bill of landing, who is transferring, so on, so on, so on. And by collecting all those, you have an ability to submit everything plus all the evidence and plus all the discrepancies of all the units here to submit a case that you will have all everything for Amazon to refund you the money.
Cool. Okay. And when you see your clients, where they're usually storing all this information, is it like basically in the Google Drive or Dropbox, or they are saving all that these documents? Because I'm sure, like when you work that for 2 years, you need to store all the data. So.
Exactly, and that is one of the biggest problems for the sellers in general. They are not storing invoices, and invoices and those documents are crucial not only for the shipments and the refunds and reimbursements. It's crucial for everything else regarding Amazon and Seller Central, because when you have any problem, for example, one listing is being suspended for some reason, you need to have a proof that you are the owner of those units and you purchase those units from the manufacturer as a brand. And that's why when you apply those things plus additional stuff, we will not talk about the account health and compliance stuff. That's a totally different topic. You will need those documents in order to proceed with further things and issues regarding Amazon.
Okay, so we should talk about these two. So what would be like the third thing then?
And the third, of course, is noting everything down. You really need to be aware what's happening on your seller account. When we are talking about the reimbursements, you really need to go over each shipment and see for yourself is everything is perfectly fine. If it's perfectly fine, then Amazon stored all the units you sent to Amazon. You have nothing to worry about. Those units are located there and are ready for sale. If not, you really need to react. So each shipment needs to be monitored all the time because, for example, you see here, you have a lot of for the units that you send to Amazon, and that's why you really need to monitor when you send the units to Amazon. You have a process for those working on the shipment, pending, relocating, receiving, so on. When it's closed, you really need to submit cases to refund those discrepancies. If not, if 8 or 9 months are passed, you are not eligible to refund those money for those
Interesting.
missing units.
Because I was thinking that that is 18 months the gap, but it's
18 months is for the damaged and missing units. That's a separate way on doing the refunds, and you really need to go over the different reports we can show you later. But for the shipments, you have only 8 to 9 months to react in order to
Mhm.
refund the money.
So there's basically like a separate part of the so shipments are the separate part from the one where we can reimburse for 18 months. So,
Exactly,
okay.
because
Okay.
that Amazon is smart. They will not give you 2 years to refund the money for missing inbound units, because that's a machinery that's too big for us to understand. And they will just close everything down for after 9 months, and you will not be eligible to refund those.
Okay. Okay. So we have is there like so that we are not dragging the entire video, is there something else that we can go over like show to people directly like some kind of use case? What with the next thing also regarding
Uh,
reimbursements?
for missing inbound, we talk about the documents. You really need to prepare the documents. Without the documents, you are not doing anything. If you can just say that you are missing this particular the particular SQA and discrepancies of those. So basically, what you need to do is submit a case. Sorry, submit a case for that SQA and that amount of inventory missing, plus additional information like submit a regular case. Hello, Amazon, dear customer support in Amazon, so on, so on. We want you to investigate this particular shipment and We saw that there are discrepancies between the units that we send and the one that you received. Please do investigation. If you are not able to find those units, please refund us the money,
Mhm.
and plus all the additional documents that you need to have.
But when you submit something like that, then that is just a starting of conversation.
Exactly.
And that is the biggest problem because you will not get those discrepancies. You will not be get reimbursements from that.
Exactly.
And you will get all these reimbursements if you are just nagging them to get the money back. And that is the biggest problem. People think, if okay, now I see this, I will try to reach out to Amazon support and I will fix all my issues. And then when you get a reply back from support, it's like, we will investigate this. We don't think that there is no problem over here. You might think, okay, maybe they are right. But if you push back
Exactly.
and constantly push back, and if you have all these documents prepared, then you have a case where, but you as a business owner, you don't have time to do all of this. So you need someone on board within your team who will do this properly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is just one more thing that you need to do on Amazon Seller Central all the time.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that is the biggest thing that people are having problem. They're thinking that they will do in 2 clicks and they will just sit down in their couch seeing all the money flow in their Seller Central.
Is there something that, from your experience, that when people reach out to support and they ask, okay, we see that there's the discrepancies, we want to be reimbursed, even though the majority of FBA sellers don't even know about reimbursements, but when they know, they reach out. What is something that support usually states like a first reply? Is it like immediately, no, on our side everything is okay, or what is the usual reply for?
So you have levels of support in Amazon. Those first way of support, they will just send you an automated reply, a template reply. Mostly, in most cases, they will just try to convince you everything is perfectly fine from their end, and they are literally closing the case. But as we talk, you really need to be persistent in that moment, explaining that you have all the documents, you have all the proofs, and everything else. And until you get the crucial support that really knows what he is doing or she, and that way you will get those money refund to your account.
Mhm. And the only way you can do this by sending a message. There is no way to call someone or do anything else.
That's a regular case. You can just actually go over the case in your case log and follow the case you submitted for missing inbound units and
Uh-huh.
refund. That's why you really need to be persistent and go over each reply to be persistent enough for the refund to be on your Amazon seller account.
And one thing as well, I want to ask. Sorry, guys, that I'm asking these bunch of questions, but I want to have something very, very constructive for you so that you can apply this to within your business. Because I think the very big thing here is that people don't store all these documents, and when they store, it becomes a huge mess for storing all of this and to find these documents, because you will spend like 1 hour to find like some document because it was not properly stored. Now, from your experience, business owners who are doing this properly, how they are usually storing this and where they are usually storing it? Or do you have like some kind of file naming system or something?
The file naming system really needs to be as the shipment ID and the date.
Uh-huh.
So the shipment ID and the date are crucial for you to have everything sorted out. Plus additional sheet that you will track everything down. That way you will be mostly proactive in all the ways. People are just piling those invoices somewhere on cloud, wherever is Google Drive or Box or any other platform. But that is the crucial thing, guys. You really need to have all the documents sorted for you to be able to refund the money. Plus, one more tip, do not use the commercial invoices because manufacturers are lazy. They will send you a basic Excel file with all the products with of course cost per unit and the amount of what you have ordered. But that's the commercial invoice. You really need to have the proper invoice with the stamp, with the signature, with the addresses, both from a UN manufacturer, in order to have a valid proof of documentation for the Amazon to be able to refund you the money.
Wow. I mean, this is very practical info, what you said right now. Cool. Before we close the video, is there something else that is like we really also need to talk about this regarding reimbursements? So we have talked about inbound, missing inbound. Is there something like very, very important?
Of course, there are multiple ways to refund the money, and that is going to reports and fulfillment. You have, of course, you can see and track payments of the reimbursements for whatever Amazon is doing by default, and that way you can see what they are doing by the default. For example, last 7 days. This is a view online option. You of course have the Excel file that you can download, which is much easier for you to track. You can actually see what is the reimbursement ID, what is the order from it. This is the customer return for the SKU that you're selling, ACE, and of course in FSQ, and the total amount of dollars refunded for you, and of course the quantity of those. And some of them are automated by Amazon, but most of them you really need to go and manually check and see what's going on, and that you can do in inventory ledger here. And by, of course, I'm using the download option, detailed view for the past. For example, if you are totally new with this, you always go to the fullest date you can. You can go almost 2 years. It's year and few months, but in general, do exactly how much time you can go in past for you to be able. For example, you see October 2022 till this date, and when you download the CSV, you will have a full report which looks like this. So in this report you will have exactly what you need as evidence on what exactly you can refund for missing and damaged units. You will have exactly which ASINs, SKUs, product title, in which warehouses, on FBA warehouses, and so on. But the main thing is this column, which you need to filter in order to select the reason. For example, for missing is 5 and M, and you will have exactly for this client 1,000 units that you can actually refund.
Wow. So there are actually 1,000 units that someone can refund so that they can get money back for that.
Yes. This particular reason is missing units, and for missing units there is a catch. Sometimes Amazon will find those units and set available for your inventory, and in that case it is always good to track inventory for the particular products that you are submitting case, to see if actually you have additional available units. If not, you really need to ping Amazon again and see what's going on. If not, they really need to refund you the amount of the units that are unreconciled or found.
Cool. So when people now sort all this data, so they export this data, let's say for the past 1 year, and they sort this by reason, and they see these missing units, then they need to manually go one by one and submit the cases to Amazon support so that they can get money back.
Yes, that is the best option.
To go one by one.
One by one, to submit case, because Amazon will not give you trouble, and they will refund you immediately if you submit the entire document. with all the unreconciled units, with all the ASINs and listings in general, they will definitely not give you the full refund because it is a huge amount and they will need a lot of time to go over each and see if they can find, if they can actually refund or so on and so on. That is the best way to go manually one by one.
Cool, cool. So I think that this was actually the most practical, most important part of the entire video. So people who have watched the entire video so far, I think this was the most important because you can apply this and try this on your own. However, we of course recommend you to hire an expert who can nag and actually do this instead of you, because you're a business owner. You don't want to have chit chat with Amazon support to do this, so that you can get all the money back. By the way, we are working based on the performance, so this is not that we are charging for monthly fee that this needs to be done. It is actually our incentive is so that we can get you all these reimbursements. So that is something that we want to explain. And I think this is, you can try this on your own and you can see how much you can recover. But however, as a business owner, you should focus your time on other things to grow your business. So I think it would be advisable to subscribe to this channel so that you watch other videos that are related to FBA so that you can grow your business. This is just one of the things that what you can do to increase the cash flow, because you can return money back from Amazon. If you have any questions, you can drop us a comment below this video. And thank you very much for watching this entire video, and talk to you soon. Ciao.